Hey, Claude Pelanne here, Affiliate Starting Line. Welcome. This is going to be the continuation of the SEOmoz Beginner's Guide to SEO, Chapter 6. And in this chapter, what they talk about is are three really important concepts: usability, user experience, and content. Now, to me, when I first read this the first time through a couple of years ago, I didn't, this was very abstract for me. But let's take a look and see what it means. Well, usability has to do with the ease of use, whether your site is easy to navigate and whether your site is easy to understand. Do you provide direct, actionable information relevant to the query? So if somebody typed in something, they're looking for information, whatever their intent was, they land on your page, and does the information satisfy that intent? That professionally designed, accessible to modern browsers. They want to make sure that your site looks good and can be loaded into Safari, Firefox, Chrome, Internet Explorer, any number of browsers that exist out there without any problems. And do you deliver high quality, legitimate, credible content? In other words, are you creating that content yourself? Are you scraping it? Where is the information that you're getting coming from? That's very important. So how does it measure usability and the user experience? That's what this next section comes up with. And there are a limited number of variables that search engines take into account directly. That's like keywords, links, site structure. So through the linking patterns, user engagement metrics, and machine learning, the engines make a considerable number of intuitions about a given site. Usability and user experience are second-order influences on a search engine, how they measure your success. They provide an indirect but measurable benefit to a site's popularity, which engines can interpret as a higher quality signal. No one likes to link to a crummy site. So in essence, what this means is good sites will have a certain look and feel, bad sites will have a lousy look and feel, and then through your link structure, the search engines can judge you by the company you keep. So if you're getting links from high authority sites and trusted sites and you're linking back to decent sites, that's good. If your links are coming from spammy sites and you're linking to spammy sites, that's bad. Now there's a whole subject matter among SEOs about the tactic of your opposition sending you bad links so that they can get you into trouble, and that's a subject for another video. Signals of quality content. So how do they measure the quality of your content, and what signals do search engines look for? Well, they look for a click sequence. And so when you land on a site or someone lands on your site, how long does it take them to click that back button? Or better yet, do they go into stay on your site and they start linking into your site? So the short click isn't good. That is when they come in and click right back out. The long click, when if they spend some time on your site, is very good. And there's a way for them to measure that. So engagement metrics is one. Machine learning. This has to do with whether or not the content on your site is high quality or low quality. Now, what Google did was they used human evaluators to actually look at thousands of sites, and the pattern of that human evaluator behavior was then written into an algorithm. And so that algorithm went out and did a certain update. It's better known as the Panda update. And many sites, especially content farms, got penalized, and other sites that were judged to have very good content benefited. Now, the only problem with that is that human evaluators are human. So they make mistakes, which means this algorithm, this Panda business is very, worked pretty well, but there was a lot of collateral damage. And if you have a website that's been legitimately put together, like one of mine, and it disappears, you don't really. I don't know that the intent here has been well served for those sites that suffered collateral damage. But on balance, of course, Google tells you that it succeeded. There has been another update called the Penguin update that has to do with linking. And the next section, the linking patterns, is an interesting one. Here, what it means is it looks at the links coming into your site and the links going out of your site. And what it wants to see is links coming in from other relevant sites, especially if they're authoritative and trusted sites, and then links going out to other authoritative sites and trusted sites coming from your site. In other words, it's judging you by the company you keep. And so you want to make sure that your linking pattern is natural and not induced by all sorts of artificial means, which the search engines can now read very easily. And then the third part of it is, how does it measure good content? Well, I just told you a little while ago, content can be generated by you, which really it should be. So if your content reflects your own persona and your own style and you're writing it, you have nothing to worry about. If your content comes from other websites, you better attribute it that way. And if, some sites syndicate and do content curation, that sort of thing, as long as the attributions are there, you're fine. But the fact that that information has been indexed elsewhere will diminish its importance on your site. So it also then explains search intent flavors. So we already discussed this in another chapter. There are different ways that people search. Transactional searches involve some form of action, not only a commercial transaction, but signing up for a newsletter, filling out a login form, any kind of call to action that's satisfied is a transactional search. Navigational searches are when you are specifically looking for a piece of real estate online and you may type in that URL directly. I may be looking for chocolate.com, I just type it in. I may be looking for another website of a friend of mine, I just type in the URL directly. That's a navigational search. Informational searches are exactly what you would think. People are looking for information. It could be a local weather, getting a map, getting directions, finding out about a particular subject matter, looking into health information, all sorts of motivations for informational searches. So the extent to which you satisfy the intent behind informational searches, navigational searches, transactional searches by creating a website that is easy to use, gives a great user experience, and has content in it that is relevant, important, and generated, if you're lucky, by you, then you're in good shape. And that's basically what this chapter is about. Now, there are samples of websites that I can demonstrate here, where you have, in this case, Eric Nagel's site. The navigation up here will tell you a lot about what the site's about. So will the content that you're going to find here. So people here who come to this site are liable to be in affiliate marketing, and they may have all sorts of different questions about PHP, different ways that he consults. If they're interested in him, you can find out all about him, etc. Ed Dale, on the other hand, has a website that is very informational, gives you a lot of information about internet marketing in general. And this one is about podcasting. He reviews a lot of books. He's been very successful online, especially with the purchase and sales of websites. This is another website. Now this one is about, you can just take a look at it. It's about design, and it's pretty clear here what this site's about. If you look at just the graphics and the quality of the colors, and look at the headline of the article, it's, designers are coming to this website. Now here's another website. If you look at the navigation, again, you're going to see SEO Consulting, and that's what this site's all about. So, among many other things, but the primary competence of the owner of this site, who's a well-known expert on search engine optimization, is right here. It's a fantastic site. So that's what they're talking about. I just showed you 4 sites that have great page rank, highly ranked, and they're executing all of these concepts very well. So that's it. I hope this video has been helpful. This is Claude Pelanne at Affiliate Starting Line. Stay with it, stay well, and we'll talk to you soon.